Hello and welcome to Social Media Weekly episode 26 June. Is it? Yes, 26 June 2018. My name is Sean.
I'm JK.
Faustina here.
I'm Rehan.
And in this week, before that, backtrack. Social Media Weekly is... You want to do that again? Social Media Weekly is brought to you by Virtual Peddlers Marketing, the digital marketing company that brings small businesses into the digital world, or something like that. I don't remember how it's supposed to be. Well, that's that. Fine.
Somewhere there.
Well, I forgot to put it up in Google Docs, so let's just put it there first. Just let it go. For this week, we will talk about how an infamous Instagram travel influencer, Darryl Aydin, faked his travels and made a ton of money.
Wow.
Next, we have Snapchat collaborates with California Academy of Sciences to create a bunch of educational lenses.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yep.
IDTV is here.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
EU is discussing destroying the internet as we know it.
This is a big topic. We will talk about this in depth. The reviews you read online may be fake, as if we don't know already, but let's talk about it further.
Alrighty.
Right, back to our stories. Instagram travel influencer Darryl Aydin Yao from Singapore faked his travels and made a ton of money. So this guy is quite a famous travel influencer with over 100,000 followers on Instagram. According to Mothership, a Singaporean website, he even did a lot of interviews talking about his incredible photography skills. Because if you don't know any better, right, his photography skills seem to be like
Quite good.
out of this world. It's really, really good. So he had a lot of beautifully taken shots of famous places around the world. He also was, I use the term was because it's all in the past, was an influencer for Sony, Uniqlo and Oppo,
Wow.
among many other big brands. Yeah. So what happened was, over the years, people started noticing that all his photos seemed a bit familiar, as if they have seen it somewhere before. Maybe in stock photos or somebody else's list of photos or Pinterest or something. So when they started digging deeper, right, they found out that all these photos posted by Darryl as his own travel photos, some even with his with him superimposed in it, were all ripped out of stock photos and other sources, including Shutterstock, including Pinterest, and other famous Instagrammers as well. And then he claimed it as his own.
Well, he is an incredible photography skill.
Yeah, that's true.
Photoshop skill.
Photoshopper. So he actually some of the superimposed skills actually they're pretty good.
Yeah,
They are
I
pretty
thought
good.
he was like really there.
Yeah.
So give it to you.
Like especially the famous one where he was in Greece, the one
Yeah,
he
Yeah,
took
the
tagged-
middle.
tagged Sony photography in it as well.
Damn.
Yeah. So if you see his Instagram page now, you will still see most of the pictures, but
Breaking news. All the photos are gone.
Gone.
they're all gone.
Only one black color that
Oh, serious?
Show the
Okay.
camera.
So
This is as of today.
As
All
of
are-
today, there's nothing left.
Okay.
What does the black one say?
It
Rest in
says
peace.
there's a message. I didn't intend to release any statement regarding recent event, largely because I did not know how accurately express how sorry I am.
He don't know how to express how sorry he is.
Yeah, and it's long-winded thing. You can just read from his.
Okay,
It's
so
an essay,
go to his Instagram account, which is
Darryl Aydin.
Darryl Aydin
Yeah.
on Instagram. But if you want to know what he used to do before, Mothership.sg actually screenshot everything,
Dun, dun, dun.
published the whole thing, so you can actually have a look at it. And you see, this is, ladies and gentlemen, this is why social influencer is a dying industry. It's because of fakers like him. It's unbelievable that people can do stuff like this and be able to con people off for so long.
Hint, hint. Go to our founders note for this episode.
So and like as marketers ourselves, right, we try to work with social influencers, But the social influencers that were in the past is all in the past. These days, everybody wants to be an influencer to a point where they don't even know what are they influencing and who are they influencing
Or what
anymore.
is true and fake.
What is true and fake anymore. Anybody want to have anything to say before we put a black sheet on Darryl?
Well, Darryl Aydin, rest in peace.
Okay.
So the post also is black color.
Yeah.
The death of his Instagram account.
Right, next up.
Snapchat collaborates with California Academy. So, the California Academy of Sciences just launched a few downloadable lenses that features corals, the moray eel and a sea turtle.
This
yes,
is so
money
going up on that
eel.
one there.
No, it's a moray eel. Okay,
Is it
moray. Okay, anyways, once you download the unlock the lens, you just turn on your Snapchat camera and then you scroll to that lens for an AR picture.
Oh, okay. So it's an additional app. Okay.
Yes, it's actually no, it's not an additional app. So let me show it to you, right? You see, in your camera itself, you actually take a picture of the snap code and it downloads the app. And then what happens is you get to see the coral. So I will show you the moray eel as well.
It looks like
Money.
money.
So what happens is
Oh,
you
it's
can actually
green.
have a look at it and then you can actually turn it around and you can view it. There is another one which is called the creepy house, which is even creepier.
Oh.
You can
Okay,
actually
okay,
walk
I know what to
into
do for you now.
walk into the room.
No, hell no, no.
This is so cool.
So-
You don't get paid to scare yourself, please.
No, I'm getting paid to scare you.
No.
So what this does is it's kind of like a first level experimentation with California Academy of Sciences, where they released a few specimens on AR where people can actually put on the ground and through AR they can explore this item. It could be a moray eel, it could be a turtle, it could be a coral. But imagine if they were to release an actual beating heart,
Oh shit.
Okay.
and then all the students in the class will bring out their phones, download this lens, have a look at the heart. They can actually open up the heart and look
Dissect
at
the heart.
all the chambers inside and how it works and things like that.
That's one thing by dissect, like open up the heart and everything. What if you travel into that ventricles? And
Yes,
shit
yeah, why not? Yeah, exactly. And then and it's quite amazing how you can learn more stuff. You can break down all the layers of the skin. You can look at it, tear it apart and things like that, and download a cell. And the educational capability is actually really, really amazing.
Yeah, man.
And what is amazing also is that Facebook has been talking a whole lot about contributing to education, but so far they have done nothing.
Snapchat got ahead of
And
them.
Snapchat just used whatever that is available to them. It just got
do
ahead.
it. My God.
And I believe that if Snapchat can continue to do this and collaborate with more people and more organizations, they should be able to position themselves as a spearheader for education.
Correct. Then,
I mean, Snapchat barely even they didn't really announce long time ago before they do any of this. They just do it.
Yeah.
I didn't even see any announcement from Snapchat saying that we will be incorporating this and that, and they just do it.
Probably an impromptu thing, or maybe
Or maybe they have been working on it for
just
a
that they
long
didn't
time.
bother to
Yeah.
market it out.
Yeah. They don't talk so much about it. They just do it and release it, and hopefully all the other people will
Yeah.
continue to take
We're
it up.
not bashing
Oh my
Facebook.
God, that AR zoo is gonna come out. You could have Jurassic Park ready for real.
Yeah, why not?
And it eats JK's head.
No, it's virtual reality.
It is a virtual JK.
I see a horror film in there.
Yes, I can so see a horror film in that as well. Because I downloaded this one lens where you can actually go into kind of like a horror setting house.
Just now you just
Yeah,
showed us,
just showed. Well, but for listeners, we can't
Yeah.
see it. So
Maybe we can do a JK reaction to this.
No.
so what happens is that you walk into it, right, and there's a table, and there are a lot of hints that show what is going on. There's blood trail on the ground, everything like that. And
Oh my
past the
God.
window, you can see the forest, and there is a slender man standing right there. The shadow of a slender man standing right there.
I saw
quite
some
amazing.
YouTube whereby he pranked the person whereby he he was on a VR video thing. Then after that, when he took it out, they actually set the scene. He's like, what the fuck? Then there's two girls coming out.
Oh my god, that is such an amazing.
Don't do this to me, please. I beg you, please don't. I swear,
I think you have a heart attack.
I'll pee in my pants and that's it. God.
You know this is recorded, right?
No, please don't do this to me.
Alright, moving on. IGTV.
IDTV is here. So yeah, have you guys like opened up your Instagram account and find that this little TV icon, the top right?
With a zap across it on the top right corner of,
Yes.
Of your app.
So basically, this IGTV records up to 15-minute long videos.
It does up to 15 minutes
Minimum.
for normal people. So it goes
Normal
between 15 seconds and 15 minutes for normal people. But for people who they
Abnormal like him.
If I'm abnormal already, I'm a celebrity level already. Okay?
Yes. So for celebrities or influencers, it can actually go up to an hour long.
Aww.
Yeah.
Ah,
So
take this abnormal.
It's okay,
I
I'll
record
be-
1 more hour more than you. So
And-
45 minutes.
and the big thing here is that this is the first time we have ever seen a long form video in portrait format.
Mm.
And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not ready for a portrait format
Neither
long
am
form
I.
video.
I'm with you on this because like every video that we take, we prefer it to be like horizontal, landscape, horizontal, and like it has more space and everything, so it looks really really nice.
Well, that's why it's called landscape for a reason.
Yeah.
You record lands, but horizontal is like, hoary.
Horizon.
Okay.
Horizontal is horizon. Vertical is
I mean vertical.
This is so going out in 1 minute.
IGTV, please make me 1 hour, please. For all
my
this thing.
No,
God.
JK, if you keep doing this, you will get your 1 hour.
Yeah, I mean we're legit like laughing with tears. So yeah, I mean YouTube. I mean we're so used to YouTube having that landscape dimension, and I mean now YouTube is getting is being more flexible on it. They're not only just 16:9. They're taking it vertical. They're doing square. Every dimension. Yeah.
But if they're doing it square and they're doing vertical, do they put placeholder borders or the entire?
They just stretch it.
So you will still have placeholder borders which are black on the side.
Yeah, I mean it depends where you're looking at it. I mean if you're viewing it on your desktop, then yes, there's black. But if you're viewing it on your phone, there's this YouTuber that I was watching. She did a vertical video. So when you view it on your phone, it's like it's your full phone like that.
Okay. Yeah, quite interesting. And yes, so there is so now the two big questions, right? How will portrait viewing, long form videos on portrait format, how will it change the way we consume videos? Do you think it will change the way we consume videos? Because long form in a sense here is about an hour, right? We know that given the fact that most of us are not consuming videos on televisions anymore, so we are using our laptops, we're using our mobile devices to watch movies now.
Yep.
Will we potentially be seeing portrait TV?
Next time, laptop is like that.
Yeah. So the laptop will literally look like a book,
Yes. A hot level.
like your MacBook.
Face palm moment.
It's Magu.
Right. So what do you guys think? You think
I
it's
mean, I'm on the fence here honestly because like, I mean with YouTube's variations now and IGTV there, I don't really watch more of IGTV because most of the contents I get is very stupid.
yeah.
So I felt like my brain cells are dying. Okay.
Well, to be fair, some of the earlier YouTube videos are also quite brainless.
Yeah.
You're also
true.
quite brainless.
But most of the time when I'm on YouTube, I don't usually go for this brainless thing. I always go
yeah.
for something that I can learn from or a view about a product. Yeah. It's mostly like this instead of the stupidest thing on YouTube or what?
Like stick.
Well,
The stupid things I get is from any of you.
You
that-
guys,
that-
you guys, do you have any thoughts on it?
I think it's really
All positive.
I think it's quite interesting. It's just how whether this the market brings this up to a next new level. It's just
Yeah.
like when Twitter started. What's so fun about Twitter?
Until today.
Until like now it's like a big thing. Actually, if you look back at it, right, when it just started, right, Twitter is just writing a comment and that's it.
Right? No, in fact, everybody thought Twitter was going to fail
Yeah.
because microblogging was stupid. It was in an age where everybody was blogging over 300 words. And all of a sudden, you allow them 140, not words, but just 140 characters. How do you tell a story?
Correct.
But that became like
They
the
kept
very
evolving.
backbone of breaking news and headlines and things like that.
I mean, Twitter is like my go-to platform for news because I don't really like most of the time. I just don't really go onto different tabs to look into news. So Twitter is just my news platform.
I think for me, the format is not an issue, but more on the navigation and the content. Because I find, I watch crap stuff also on YouTube, but
And then you get the songs
but
that
the IGTV is like, I
Next
don't know
level
where
crap.
to go. I don't know where to go. I don't know what's interesting there.
Okay.
So I just mainly see people that is within my friend circle that is doing, their whatever they're doing in Instagram. So it doesn't make any difference for me. There's no valuable fun content for me.
Okay, so that's a very good point because when they started IGTV, right, Instagram actually invited a lot of YouTube stars to come over and produce some stuff. So you know what happens when professionals come into a platform? It pushes everybody else out because everybody will have the mentality that in order to be in IGTV, I need to be at least this good. And if I'm not this good, then I will just be a consumer and not a creator.
it's kind of like how YouTube.
Yeah,
is.
it's kind of like how YouTube is right now because it became so matured and they brought in so many professionals that the non-professionals are too shy to even go in because they know that they will never be able to compete with all the professionals making all the money.
Exactly.
So they don't even bother trying. But Instagram is different. Instagram is supposed to be for the rest of us. It's for everyone. It's initially Instagram's photo format was supposed to also be for the rest of us. But influencers and photographers destroyed it by turning it into like the most magical album with most perfect photos
Theme
like
and everything.
superb stuff,
Oh.
like only professionals can take this kind of photos. Then the rest of the 95% of the world go like, I don't want to post my photo because my post is hardly as beautiful as everybody else's, right? Not as professional. And then they introduced Insta Story, which is a ripoff of Snapchat, but it's good because it's very temporary. And because it's temporary, you can post whatever shit you want, however sloppy you like it, and you know that after 24 hours, all will be forgotten.
However ridiculous.
However ridiculous it is. And it's good because it catered to the 95% of the world's population. But then they come out with IGTV and they brought in a bunch of YouTube stars to come in to try to produce the stuff. What they're trying to do is they're trying to get them to kickstart this platform just so that we have something to watch. But what they are also doing is they are creating a benchmark. If these people come out with really professional stuff, then IGTV will stop becoming a platform where we can create. It will only be a platform where we can consume.
It's another YouTube but in a
Vertical format
Yeah.
YouTube. And when it becomes like that, right, they are no different from YouTube.
Yeah.
And we cannot have the bridge in. They already sealed up the door right from the get-go.
I mean, just their launch video itself, it was
It's
like
so professionally
properly
done.
done.
exactly.
But I think it's too professionally done in a sense that it's like all the people in there are actually social influencers.
yeah,
And
they even have their
Their own hashtags
Yeah,
and
it's-
ads.
it's fun, it's nice, but it also creates the gap. It's like, wow, do I need to be this good in order to contribute to IGTV?
exactly.
And they say that it starts from 15 seconds onwards, right? Insta Story stops at 15 seconds, ends at 15 seconds, and after 15 seconds, it becomes IGTV, right? So when does it stop becoming Insta Story and start becoming IGTV in terms of how professionally it needs to be? Because Insta Story is totally not professional at all. It's just pick up your phone, record it,
You wanna
just let it
rant,
out. That's
you
it. You want
wanna-
to rant or do whatever.
Yeah.
You know that in 24 hours you'll be gone. But IGTV will stay. So I think that IGTV is lost between the two parts of Instagram. And it's bringing in a layer of Instagram that is, to me, threatens the ideology of Instagram itself. Just because they want to jump into the market, they are destroying the ideology of Instagram. They're turning it into something that it was never meant to be.
Instagram initially is just for you to share moments and photos and
Yes.
short snippets of videos of your life and whatever you want to put in. So, what is it turning into now? It's more.
Money making machine. Yes, that is correct. Because you know why? Ads are coming in. Ads are coming in everywhere.
I get you, Instagram.
Yeah, it's a Facebook thing.
Do you want to take this topic or I take it?
You think?
Oh, let me take this because this is a big one, and I did a little bit of research on
I
this.
think Sean is in a bit of a chatty mode today.
The EU is discussing destroying the internet as we know it. So how they're going to do this is that just last week, the EU Legal Affairs Committee jury voted in favor of a legislation called the Copyright Directive. So there are two major components in this directive, which are Article 11 and Article 13. So what Article 11 states is that it forces online platforms like Facebook and Google to buy licenses from media companies before linking to their stories, which means that if we were to link a post on Facebook, it's vague. It's not as specific as it should be. It's vague enough to state that just that, right? In order for Facebook to link media articles, let's say article from The Verge or TechCrunch onto Facebook, Facebook needs to pay. So why they are doing this is because they want to protect the copyright owners, as in the journalists, the people who write the articles, by charging the platform that publish these articles kind of fee, small fee, to use it as a place where you disseminate the information. But what happens is that with doing that, right, if we look at it from the perspective of users, we can no longer share content that belongs to someone else. So we can no longer share articles from TechCrunch, from Gizmodo. We can no longer share videos from someone else, unless it's clearly stated that the copyright states that it is free for use. Right?
Cannot share MGag.
Yeah, you can't share MGag. So that is Article 11. Article 13 is actually the big one. Requires everything uploaded online in the EU to be checked for copyright infringement. So now that we cannot upload anything on YouTube that is copyrighted, which means that we cannot upload a snippet of the movie. That's why some of the movies you watch, or some of the series you watch, they have a different type of, the sound is tuned up a bit or down a bit, or the screen is a bit distorted. Because why?
They like 1/3 of
Yes,
the screen.
yeah. Because why? They are trying to game YouTube's AI by doing this kind of stuff. So
Correct.
by right, you cannot share music, video clips, and content that is created and copyrighted onto YouTube in your video. So now imagine the entire internet, the world's internet being like this, right? And just to let you guys know as well, memes are all copyrighted material.
Yes.
All of them. Imagine no more memes.
You're so boring. It's okay lah, got Bitmoji, do our own meme.
Yeah.
And the reason of having all this is
Because they want to protect the copyright
Protector make money.
owners and make money out of it.
Protector make money.
And they want to make money out of it.
Orang nak protector make money. Cakap dah tak
So-
duit.
Yeah. So what happens is that ever since the internet started, right, traditional media format like music and movies, right, have had a very, very difficult time catching up to piracy and copyright issues. And now we kind of are at the phase where we are balancing out, because Netflix is here, Spotify is here. So music the music industry makes money, but a lot less. The movie industry makes money, but a lot less as well. It's they call it the democratization of information. I think now they are trying to bite back on it. I think they've had enough of it. They want their share of the pie again.
But to be fair, some of the artists got famous because of internet.
Yes, exactly.
Like certain people use it for certain song. Then you're like, oh, what is this song?
Yeah.
Yes.
Shazam.
So there is
Exactly.
that
So-
awareness there already.
So there is a lot of these, but of course, the traditional media companies, they don't believe in relying on this, because imagine 20 or 30 years ago, we have to actually buy music in order to even sample it, to listen to it. Now, it's actually a kind of convenience that we take for granted now, because 20 years ago, we cannot have access to any music unless we buy it, or we rip off of someone, or we listen on the radio. Now you can just turn on your Spotify for like $14 a month, which is a steal, and listen to virtually anything under the sun.
But I mean,
Ad free.
I don't think it's
Ad-free.
It's a plan that shows that they're moving forward. It's more like
It's moving backwards.
Yeah, it's like they're holding back to the past,
Yes.
the glory past.
Yeah.
They did not come up with a better plan to counter all this issue.
It's
Yeah.
like asking us to go back to pay TMNet at 1 hour, how many ringgit like that?
Oh my gosh.
What will happen to the world? You know it. So think for the world, not for yourself.
Yeah. So what's happening now is that only the EU is discussing this two articles. But if it gets passed, chances are the rest of the world will follow as well. Because when there's money to be made by big corporations, they will jump on it. I guarantee you they will.
Sian, huh?
All right, enough dull news. Let's go to some fake news.
Okay.
Okay.
Fake news.
You do it over this.
Oh yeah.
So, what are usually, I'm sure all of you have buy from Lazada, shop, e-commerce like Lazada. So, most of the time, for me personally, I will look at, let's say, speaker. Then I'll look at which one rating is better.
Yes,
and
yes,
everything.
yeah.
So, but most of the time I was just thinking, are these people real?
Yeah.
So apparently it's not. According to an article by says, people are being paid up to 4,700 a month to write fake reviews. Some go to the extent of even buying the product itself
Yes.
and write a review for it.
It's better than Grab driver. Man.
Yeah. It is. So
4.7.
So this. I actually listened to this. I heard this on an episode of, I think it was Reply All, which is a podcast that I highly recommend everyone to listen to, because they do proper investigative journalism. There was an episode where they talk about how scammers, sellers. E-commerce platforms like Amazon, eBay, Alibaba, Taobao, and Lazada, right? One of the way they optimize your SEO for sellers is actually through ratings and reviews.
Yes.
And ratings and reviews can only be given by people who have purchased your goods, right? So what they do is, let's say, if I want to sell a laptop, I want to sell this one, right? I will get a bunch of buyers to buy this laptop, right? But these are a bunch of buyers that I have already been in communication with. I will tell them that you pay me X amount for this laptop as per usual. I will reimburse you this money on top of something else, but I will not send you the laptop. I will send you something else, like a fake watch or a pack of condoms or some stuff like that.
Something.
And then after that, the buyer will actually put a review and will rate you. So that is how they get to boost their ratings up higher.
Now the question is whether their competitor actually did the same thing to pull down their ratings.
Yes. So it's one thing if a seller actually does it to boost their own reviews up. But imagine if a competitor goes and pulls the review down.
Most of the time when I buy it, I'm like, oh, this one sounds so fake, because there are so many good reviews. Then you have one chunk that is just bad.
Super duper bad review.
Yeah.
But then it also means that they'll pay them to buy the competitor's product, which is more larger cost than the other way around.
Yes. So, but the thing is, if they need to do it,
they can.
then they can do it. It's not that it's whether, well, it's true. It's more expensive to do this, but if they want to do it, they can.
Yeah, I just want to tarnish your name.
Yeah, I just want to tarnish your name.
Then you're killing each other.
Yeah, exactly.
This whole scenario actually reminds me of this fake restaurant on TripAdvisor or something.
Yes. It was a British restaurant.
Yeah, it was a video from Vice.
Yes.
So this guy created a fake restaurant and he asked his friends to give like really good reviews day in, day out. So like the restaurant doesn't exist at all.
Yeah, it's just in the
Yeah.
backyard of some.
Yeah.
No, they initially didn't even have it.
Yeah,
and then people
it
started
doesn't
booking the
exist.
place.
Yeah, it doesn't exist. People
Yeah,
are like
yeah,
calling
yeah.
for bookings and shit.
Yeah.
Like, and only to one day that he actually cleaned up his backyard and
Yep.
everything. He got his friends to help him cook microwave food.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
God.
just he did the whole arrangement like that. And it was only one night that they had the restaurant.
Yeah. And do you know that they went to the extent, right, of putting speakers and hiding them in the area. And do you know what sound do they put in speakers? Other people dining, talking, and utensils clanking.
Yeah, and actually the review that restaurant actually went up to number 1
Yes.
on
My
TripAdvisor.
God.
We're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Well, but on a good note, it means like even by typing or writing comment, you can make a job out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that is
Oh
true.
my god, I know who can do this job. Tiffany Woon. This is for you, Tiffany.
Okay.
Okay, let's just talk about something about Asia. So we studied. I studied a report last week about what are the social media platform that's being used. What are the top 3 and stuff like that. Apparently, Google Plus is still around. Apparently, it's still active. So let's just say Facebook dies. Would Google Plus be the new platform?
The new gen.
What do you think?
I don't know.
I don't know. Very hard to say.
I don't think so. I think the reason why Google Plus still holds a statistic is not because people are actively using it. It's because it's linked to Google My Business,
Yeah.
Google Pages, and all these kind of search algorithms that will kind of like sort of in a way pass over to Google Plus a little bit off and on. So the statistics is highly biased in that sense. If we are talking about people who are actually actively using Google Plus, then it's a different story. But that said, there are a lot of enthusiasts and fans who are actively in there as well.
I do find quite informative stuff there, like in terms of tech design and stuff like that. It has good community. It's not so polluted like
Yes.
in Facebook itself.
Yes.
Like people posting sales and stuff like that.
It's actually a lot better. It's a cleaner community. It's a very supportive community. It's fun. I follow a lot of photography people and social media, digital marketing people as well. Really good stuff.
But in terms of social media, maybe not lah. Alright.
So let's say if Facebook dies, what would be the next to take over?
What would your ideal platform?
I don't know, probably Instabooker or
Snapbook. It doesn't need to be a book.
just to continue the book legacy.
MacBooker.
Can be notepad lah.
I think I'll go hop on to Snapchat and Twitter.
Okay. I think the next generation social media, you heard it here first, yeah? So if it ever happens, let it be known that you heard it in Social Media Weekly, episode 26, June 2018.
Year 2018.
The next generation social media will be in virtual reality. So it'll be in a sense that, let's say, for example, okay, we don't talk about social reality first. We talk about just, virtual reality first. We talk about just how immersive we are in terms of using social media. So Facebook goes to the extent where we see what other people is doing. We interact by chatting with each other, right? imagine if you have like a mini game. You are in a game. You don't wear it like a VR, like how you do it in Ready Player One, but you play it in a game. It can be something as simple as a 2D pixelated game. Each of us will have our own avatar.
The game what's the game that
Ragnarok Online lah. Or this
Um,
Which one?
what's that? You can build an entire city. What's the game?
Sims.
Well, the
Sims?
No,
what?
the-
SimCity.
no.
Build an entire game.
There are-
Oh,
there are-
the Minecraft one is it?
Oh, Minecraft.
It reminds
So-
me of that.
There are a lot of games out there that carries this thing, but there is one thing that is very, very that hasn't been put, one layer hasn't been put into these games, which is the everyday life layer. Where when we used to play MMORPGs like Ragnarok, right? It was fun because
It's a fantasy.
you get to go gaming with your friends. You get to meet new friends, get married, and stuff like that.
Yeah. And get to take their item when they die.
Yeah.
Stand there, loot.
but it has always been a temporary thing because it has always been you go in there for a purpose, and the purpose is to fight a boss, steal stuff from your
I learned
friend,
marketing.
con
there,
people,
okay.
yeah, buy and
Buy and
sell.
sell.
But imagine if there is a game where you can go in, right, and you can actually interact with people by voice, and you go to school in there, you go shopping for virtual stuff, and this whole
Virtual.
economy becomes a virtual
Now I
economy.
thought it sounds like Matrix.
It's well, it all connects to all these things, right? But let's say, for example, if we get to create this, then this becomes the next generation social media. I believe that this is the next generation social media. And how they make money is whatever transaction that happens inside, which will probably be everything, will have to, even if they take 0.1% from everything that all transactions that go in, they are already making a ton of money.
And we're talking about not just that, no, in terms of even things that is out of physics norm.
Yes.
Creating fire, like really Harry Potter kind of world is coming out
Yes.
already.
Yeah. So
Like I can shoot you with fire or burn you in fire.
okay, I don't know why you keep wanting to burn Fatima with fire, but
I will invite you to a room with horror.
Lock out. Immediately lock out.
Annabella.
so let's say we start with a screen, right? Going about a screen and everything. And then we evolve to next generation where you actually put in an immersion rig and then you walk around in there, kind of like Ready Player One.
Yeah.
I think that is the next generation social media to
Oh my
me.
god.
Yeah. So the only thing preventing this from happening is actually Facebook and everything else that is here. Because what we're looking at is still
Screen.
that limitation, It has to be seen through a screen. It has to be in written form. You have to read it. But then comes voice. And then comes heads-up display. Heads-up display, you get augmented reality, then you get virtual reality, then everything changes.
Yeah. They are slowly tackling to all our senses lah. Hearing, sight lah.
It kind of reminds me like the situation that in a not so good sense that you keep playing virtual reality is that you get stuck in the game, as in like the Jumanji movie. You get stuck
Yeah.
in the game.
There is this old Japanese anime called Dot Hack, the Dot Hack series. Hack Sign was one where one of the characters was stuck in the game and couldn't come out.
Shit.
So
Yeah.
online also.
And in reality, that person is in a coma. Oops, I think I spoiled it for everyone who wants to watch. But it's very old. It's very, very old.
But they all say you're only alive because your conscious is alive.
Yes.
So
So your consciousness can be transferred to any form. As long as you're conscious, you're alive.
Yeah.
So for people like become vegetable already then they can go
Yeah.
into virtual reality to
It's
survive again.
it's like Black Mirror's San Junipero episode where the old people, they will transfer them into a digital world and they can continue to live.
Okay, we're getting too deep.
Okay, this is way past social media weekly. This is like, whoa,
It's like
weekly.
virtual.
It's off social media weekly.
Oh, in a way, it's still social media.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's all we have for this week.
Yes.
We overshot our time by 9 minutes. If you're still listening, thank you very much for staying with us.
Don't forget to comment.
Yeah. Social Media Weekly is brought to you by Virtual Fabulous Marketing, where we where we bite your business. We bring we help small business go digital. Yes, we help small businesses go digital. This podcast is on a lot of platforms: Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, two very important ones. Pocket Cast.
Castbox, Radio Public. Don't ask me, I forgot already.
We're also on our website, our Instagram, and our Facebook,
And YouTube.
and YouTube as well. And please, when you see this, wherever you get your podcast and wherever you listen to it, please do not forget to rate and review us. We would prefer 5-star if you are generous enough. If not, any amount of stars would be good. We prefer
Give
any
us
forms
some
of
feedback.
give us a feedback. If we talk too much rubbish, let us know. If we don't talk enough rubbish, let us know.
If you want JK to go in a horror house, please let us know.
No.
If you
make that happen.
if you
Okay.
think
I hate you all.
if you think you like the content but you find that the sound quality needs improvement, let us know as well, so we will know how to invest in more of these kind of things. Because if not, then we will probably hold off a little bit longer. So yeah, that's it. My name is Sean.
I'm JK.
Christina.
I'm Rehan.
Bye.
Bye.